welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Welcome to Everbank Stadium, football fans in Jacksonville, Florida. Today, we're ready for an entertaining battle. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jake Elliott is out, ready to kick this one away. And we're off from Jacksonville. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
The promise and the potential, well, they've been with Lawrence his whole football life. From high school at Georgia to stardom at Clemson, and even a playoff run in Jacksonville. It's just consistency. Week in and week out, that'll be the next step for Trevor in his career.
Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, Soko, hot.
Here's Travis Etienne on the ground. And he gets a few on the plays forward.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You can stick to the ground, you can throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6.
Hey, tomato. Hot.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
No real secret. They were going to get him and his height involved early there, Kate. The secret was how is he going to be defended? Well, they chose to go physical. And that will plant a little thought in his mind. The next time the ball comes his way, he better be ready for some contact.
So an 0-2 start to the game for him, Brock, and not surprisingly, his team headed to the sideline after a 3-and-out.
I think it's going to take a few more incompletions before they start to panic, but that's far from the type of start they had planned for in this one.
Punt meets him at the 28. So here are the Eagles now for their first drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into these short yardage situations around the goal line, he finds a way to get in, but it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him, and he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35. That's set. This is 3rd and 5. Man in motion, headed right. Hurts with it on 3rd and short. This one's caught. Smith has it. And this will reach the opposing 25-yard line.
A gain of 41 yards on the play. That's good for an Eagles first down. A 41-yard gain. First down, Eagles.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
First down, a run with Barkley. He's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
Hurts now from the gun. Buying some time left. He can run it. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
16 yards. And an Eagles first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense.
He runs it across. Touchdown! The Eagles get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
That one splits the uprights, and the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. For Quint Allen to return this. Good work so far. He's got room. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. Second drive coming up for the Jacksonville offense. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3-and-out to begin this game. First and 10 coming up. Jaguars ready to take advantage of some good field position they've got here.
Lisa 24. Silver.
Here's ETN to begin the drive. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
I think those big old boxing gloves might have made a better catch and a better call than receiver gloves right there for that one. It is going to be a fight to hang on the ball, and we just saw physicality personified.
Lawrence facing third and long. He's got his man. It's the rookie out of Colorado. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue. You start with a string of incompletions, Brock. You've told me this before. Getting that first one to connect feels really good.
Yeah, it just kind of settles you down and everybody else around you. Not too different than seeing the ball go through the net or make a nice birdie putt. Yeah, you just want to gain some confidence.
Here we go.
Here's ETN on first down. Went in there full steam ahead, but he ran out of steam pretty quickly. No gain on that one.
That linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field. All I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Looking for him on the screen there, but it's incomplete. So second down produces nothing. Back to the huddle they go for third down.
Kid, I'm just kind of laughing because I could feel the armchair quarterbacks going, I can make that throw. And anybody who's actually made those throws says you have no idea what it feels like with everybody breathing down your neck. That play's got to be right. Timed up right. It certainly wasn't.
No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up 4th and long. Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal. You better get all of this one. It's got a ways to go. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
The wind was at a sails, Kate, and it certainly helped that football fly true and right down the middle. And from that distance, to hit with that accuracy is one impressive shot.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Set to return it. Here's Will Shipley. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. The Eagles about set to get going for their second drive. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. Eagles getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10. A play fake now hurts to throw. It's him on the end route. And he's taken down just a couple of yards shy of the 40. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down. New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38. First down throwing for Hurts. Has him on the quick hitter. And he has him right near midfield here. Looks like about a yard short. Just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Here's Hurts. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Great. Set. Not anyone. Nope.
Hurts gets it out wide, complete. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Manages a gain of 3 there. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
Eagles first down.
No touch.
Slot man motioned over.
Philadelphia.
On first down, Hurts. Throwing the out route, complete. And he will wind up out of bounds after a first down gain of right around 3 yards. So 2nd and 6 coming up.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Completed left side to Smith. And he gets back to the line, but no more.
It was as if the defense knew what play was coming. That was a play they knew they could defend, and boy, did they ever, stopping it right at the line of scrimmage.
On third down, it's Hurts. Oh, he's going to run for it. This one's going to move him all the way down to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And that'll be good for a Philadelphia first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Motion man left is Brown. Barkley trying this up the gut. And they sense it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. 4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6.
4 yards.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. He's in trouble now, and the ball is out. Picked up by the Jaguars. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
Well, you can just see the QB scanning, can't you? He's moving, he's looking downfield, but everything covered up on the back end. That 2nd and 3rd level defenders did their job, and what did it do? Well, it freed that pass rush up to strip the ball away from the QB.
Chance here for one final play before the end of our quarter.
Red on red. Hey, Silver.
They go play action. Lawrence. Forced out to his right. He's going to keep it this time. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. We've reached the end of the first quarter. It's the Eagles soaring to an early lead. Back to Everbank Stadium in just a bit. Back for the second quarter. It's Jaguar football. They're looking at 2nd and 3.
All right, let's go.
Counter give to Etienne. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. He gets 16 yards on that play. And the Jaguars have a first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
Hey, go. Hey, tomato. Done. Here we go.
Lawrence to throw it. Here comes the screen for Etienne. Good defensive effort here. Drives them back across midfield on their own side.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Lawrence working from the gun. That one's on the mark. Jacoby Myers. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
From a great throw to a nice route catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First down now, ball at the 33.
Hey, Ginger. Done.
From the gun, ETN gets it. Once together a yard there. In on the stop, had that incredible breakout season last year was Zach Bond.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
On second down, it's ETN. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out.
Now 3rd and 5.
Hey, Lion. Hey, Ginger, time.
Now Lawrence. Got his man. Thomas has it. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
It's a gain of 21 yards.
Back in the huddle. Here's 1st and goal.
Another Jaguars 1st down.
Hey.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Here we go.
They'll run. ETN. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
SOS. You hear me talk about it between the 20s a lot. Stay on schedule. But it comes into play 1st and goal situations too. Because a run like that now, well, leaves a whole playbook wide open for you.
Turn. Here we go.
Now it's Lawrence. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Couldn't get it the last 2 snaps. Another shot at 6 here on 3rd and goal.
On red. Hey, son. Red.
They're going to run with ETN. The stand continues. This one doesn't even make it back to the line, Brock, and it sets up 4th and goal.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal.
Cam Little.
A very short kick here from the right hash. Little knocks it through. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
It's one of those moments where you feel like, yeah, I know you're still trailing, but everybody did their job. Defense took the ball away. Offense put you in position to kick it, and special teams delivers with 3.
Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Shipley now to return. He dodged the tackle. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. And their defense held up after that fumble. Only gave up 3, so time for this offense to make it up to them. Get some points of their own. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled for a 4th gain. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9.
3-yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. It's a screen to Barkley. Avoids a defender. We've got a foot race. Reaches the 40. Saquon Barkley. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles grow the lead to 7. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown.
I think he'll take his highlights however he can get them on a handoff, pin off a pass. It really doesn't matter. The important thing is he gets the ball, he gets the touch, and then he can do his damage big time.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles grow their lead to 8.
14. Jaguars 6.
Elliott all set for the kickoff. Bayshul Tootin now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Out now runs the Jaguars offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well.
Son.
This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. Powering his way forward a bit. Give him about 6 there to begin this drive.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line.
Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4.
Decent 24.
Off the play action, it's Lawrence. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, the defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating third and extra longs, that's exactly how you get it done.
Here we go.
Throwing is Lawrence on third down. He completes it in traffic. And that will not be enough for a first down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
He has it at the 13. And he'll scrape together what he can on the return. He gets it back to the 20. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Drive starts with a quick throw left, complete. And he'll have it up to around the 23-yard line on the play. Second down now, 7 to go.
Second and 7.
Hurts now from the gun. A throw left side, caught by Brown. And he's tackled after a nice pickup, but we've got a flag down. This could wipe that play away. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Here's Hurts. Throw takes him to the sideline, but he gets both feet in with the catch. 3rd and 10 coming up, Brock. We've arrived at our 2-minute warning. Hang with us. More football coming up from everybody. 3rd down, and they need to get 10. 3rd and long for him here. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. Now the Jaguars offense ready to take over once more. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. The Jaguars in a good starting spot here, coming up on 1st and 10.
Rip, 23. Hey, Soko, hot. Silver.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. And he can't escape this. The Eagles take him down. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. And that's going to push him back for 2nd down.
13 at the 43-yard line.
Hey, Ron. Son, this side's hot. Silver.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. Looking slant route, complete. And they nearly picked up the first down with that effort. Ball advances to the 45-yard line. 3rd and a lone yard coming up.
Leads to 3rd down and
Hey, easy.
1.
Ralph. Hey, Soko, hot.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be driven out of bounds. The gain gets this down inside the 35. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Into traffic, complete. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards in the double coverage, that's way too much risk for that reward.
Throwing again. Here's Lawrence. Hits him on the out route. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
And the Jaguars, 1st down.
Again, it's Lawrence to throw. Setting up the running back screen. Across the line, into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars earn the chance to tie before halftime. Travis Etienne, the touchdown. Well, Well, Brock, I think you and I both saw that one coming together from up here, and it became clear pretty quickly that if they got things going, that one could go the distance.
Yeah, the 6 points earned on any screen pass touchdown. I'd give half a point to the sell job of the quarterback, half a point to the effort of the running back, but 5 of those points to the big guys in front of them. They're the most important ones out there on that play, and in the best of times, they clear lane for a touchdown just like that one.
And he hits the extra points. A little surprised they wouldn't go for 2 in the tie, but at least he made it, so the lead falls to a single point. Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Tank Bigsby here with the return. He's stopped on the run back at the 27. The Eagles setting out their offense one last time in the first half. And clinging to this 1-point lead, Brock, probably don't want to risk too much here. They've got first down here, but just 18 seconds to work with. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground and start this one off. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. They're just going to play it safe, sticking with the ground game, it looks like. And he has a decent gain on what's going to be the final play of the half. So just a 1-point game here at the break, Brock, as we go over to the EA Sports Halftime Reports with our buddy Scott Hansen.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome into the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you on an abridged halftime report. Good competitive first half. This game kind of has a punch-counter-punch feel to it, as reflected on the scoreboard. Tight game going into the second half. Can either team pull away? To find out, let's go back to the stadium and our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
Thanks so much, Scott. While we checked in with Scott in Orlando, our 2 teams here, no doubt, made some adjustments. It's a close game here as we get ready for our third quarter. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Shipley now to return. And this drive will start inside the 25. So to begin the third quarter, the Eagles offense returning to the field. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10.
Great, set.
Drive starts with an option, right side. He passes the 35. And all the way up to the 42-yard line before he stops. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know you can set the table for more.
Great, set.
Barkley on the shotgun handoff. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. Oh, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
They go play fake with Hurts. Dumps it off to his running back. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5.
5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Hurts. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. The Eagles are in punt formation. Brady Mann will kick it away. And this is the punt you want every time. He bounces out of bounds and sticks them inside their own 10. Now the Jaguars getting set to go. And they couldn't be backed up much further, Brock, because safety really the only concern as they take possession here inside their 5-yard line.
All right, let's go.
On the ground to begin this drive with ETN. Breaking through the 15, into the second level. And he takes this one up just shy of the 20 to the 19. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
That has got to be so demoralizing for that defense. You pin him back. It's a terrible field position. They run the ball, but they run it right down your throat and move the chains. That stings.
Hey, Ginger. Silver.
Lawrence now off the play action. Hits him downfield. This is Thomas. Well, he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line. They get 20 on the play. And that's good for a Jacksonville first down.
Jaguars first down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
First and 10 now from the 46.
On red. Gone. This is hot. Here we go.
Out of the gun to give to ETN. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got second and 11. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
Throw right side, caught by Thomas. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. That one hits for 30. And the Jaguars have a first down. So the big play has them well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30s. First and 10, it's Lawrence. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Oh, not like this. An interception ends that drive. And the Eagles have it and will take over at the 17-yard line. Well, no doubt they envision that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
A play fake now hurts to throw. And he can escape. Jaguars all over it. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up second down.
Hey, I understand that call. You try to get play action to get away from the rush. The problem is this defense has just been relentless.
Expect the defense to be coming again here after that sack. It is second and 16. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Finds him over the middle. And they're able to drag him down as he reaches the 15-yard line. He's drive in some serious trouble. It's third and 12. Air it out on third. He's got Smith again. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Got it. That's going to be a first and more. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Jacksonville offense back on the field now. And we'll see if they go right back to the passing game here, coming off an interception they threw in enemy territory. First and 10 coming up. Jaguars ready to take advantage of some good field position they've got here. Now give this up the middle to ETA. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Jacoby Dean in on the tackle. Following that little 2-yard run, it's second and 8.
Rip, 23. Soka, hot.
Lawrence to throw it. Here comes the screen for ETA. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. This is the type of performance a former quarterback just like yourself, Brock, can marvel at. He's carried a great performance through much of this game. Even as the defense adjusted, tried to slow him down, none of it mattered.
I like the way you say that right there, Kate, because these moments the game does slow down. It is so fast on the field for the normal person, but when a QB's in a rhythm like this, the game is slow and he is dicing them.
Hey, tomato. Done. Here we go.
Now again to ETN running right. And he's charged towards the line. It's right around 3 yards.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Hey.
Lawrence working from the gun. It isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And it'll be third down coming up after this defense's third sack of the game.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front seven telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
Throwing is Lawrence on third down. Escapes the pocket. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. They get 23 on that one. And that's good for a Jacksonville first down.
I mean, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
First down throw, Lawrence. Called in left side. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Offensive line, this is 2nd and 4.
At the 16-yard line.
Red on red. Son.
Lawrence throwing here. Has him on the quick hitter. Across the line, into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars take a lead just before the end of the third. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while. But that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
Liam Cohen keeping his kicker on the sidelines here. They're going for 2.
Hey, Ron!
Lawrence is going to try and throw. Get to him behind the line, and he loses the football. And it looks like the offense got that one back. Yes, they did. They pounce on it inside the 10.
You go with what you think is your best option. There they felt like it was going to be a pass. And sometimes it simply doesn't work.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Shipley now to return. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. It's a screen to Barkley. This is going to be contained at the 25-yard line. Stop that time by Antonio Johnson. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
25-yard line.
180.
This is the end of the third quarter. It's the Eagles in possession to start. They trail, but that lead is within reach. This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. He's going to be brought down right at the 35. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
I I think we've all become very accustomed, and I'll raise my hand and say these tight ends are almost like bona fide receivers, big receivers. They show you right there, and they can be powerful blockers. It can make a huge difference in a run game.
1st and 10. Here's Hurts. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's going to just get this across midfield before he's taken out of bounds. 1st and 10 now from the 46. Hurts now from the gun. Hits him on the end route. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. And you keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. That's Smith on the slant. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. 2nd down now. They need 7. It's Hurts once again. He's going to tuck it and run. And he will manage a little before being forced into a slide, as that's going to chip something off this upcoming 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Completed over the middle. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Give him 8 on that one. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
Eagles 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Hurts gets it out wide, complete. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 12-yard line.
They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And it's another 1st down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
A gain of 3 yards. And an Eagles 1st down. 1st and goal.
From the gun, it's a get to Bigsby. And so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal. Need better results here on 2nd and goal from the 10. Motion man left is Brown. To the ground with Barkley. And this is brought to a halt pretty early at about the 8. Just a couple on that play. It's going to be 3rd and goal. They go to him again. And this defense standing tall. They keep him out of the end zone. Just a couple of yards that time, and they are well short of the end zone on 4th and goal. Desperation time here. Escapes up, and he's going to go down. They get to him on 4th and goal and complete the defensive stand.
I'm going to guess a little deal was cut there by these pass rushers in the huddle. You guys in the secondary, just buy us a little time. We don't need perfect coverage. Just tighten things up so we can get home. And boy, did they ever in a big moment.
Jacksonville heading out there on offense. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Jaguars look ready to go. Here comes 1st and 10.
All right, let's go.
Here's ETN to begin the drive. And he powers ahead for about 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
2nd and 5 at the 18-yard line.
Hey, son, this is hot.
2nd down, ETN gets it again. And only can get his yard here, bro. It's going to be 3rd down.
A gain of a yard on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Lisa 24. This is hot. Here we go.
Looking to throw. Pass caught. It's Hunter. And he's going to be brought down up the 28-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They'll come up on 1st and 10.
Rip, 23. Hey, Ginger, time. Here we go.
Off the play action, it's Lawrence. He gets this one to Strange. He's going to have this up near the 40, just a little bit short of it. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. So fresh set of downs now from the 39.
39-yard line.
On red.
Here's ETN on first down. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2. Philadelphia going to spend its second timeout. And with another one gone, they're going to have just 1 remaining this game. Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8.
Hey, Soko.
ETN again. Well, he had to power through 1 tackle just to get back to the line that time. The Eagles decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And this could be an issue the rest of the way with no way to stop this clock. Play number 7 on this drive, and they need 7 here on 3rd down.
Red on red. Hey, tomato.
Back to throw it. Really fired that one, but they couldn't connect. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that'll bring up 4th down. The Jaguars into punt formation. Logan Cook, the one to kick it away. And this doesn't just reach the end zone. He kicked that one all the way through it for a touchback. Philadelphia settled and ready. It's 1st and 10. The Eagles about set to go on offense. They liked how that drive was going, but the NG... What a clutch play late. He intercepts it. And the Jaguars take possession at the 42-yard line.
Intercepted. The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at the 42.
Well, we all know, Brock, those slot guys start piling up receptions, and that makes them a priority target for the defense.
Yep.
They kept someone nearby, and they pick off that check down.
Yeah, if a play breaks down in today's football, like back in my day, last century, right, you checked it down to the running back. That's not the case anymore. These slot receivers, well, they're as big a security blanket as running backs are, but the defenses, to your point, Kate, they figured it out too. And that defense, well, they didn't just figure it out in their head. They went out and executed with their bodies to take it away.
Hey, easy. Ralph. Red.
From the gun, ETN gets it, and he's able to manage a couple on that run.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
It's the 2-minute warning here in Jacksonville. Jaguars with a 5-point lead. 8 yards to go, and let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Hey, go. Time.
They go right back to ETN. Was unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just sometimes you got to run into darkness. Just go where there is no lane and hope that something opens along the way. That linebacker said, not this time.
Hey, lion. Soko, hot.
He'll throw it. Short pass brought in. And he has the Jaguar 1st down, Brock. They can run out the clock on this win. That 100-yard mark, it's as coveted by receivers as it is by running backs. And he's now reached it with that last catch. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Lawrence here, design keeper. So the Jaguars come away with a win in this one. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
Well, Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Jaguars as we bid farewell from Jacksonville.